Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Comment below if you're so motivated to do so. This is Wonders of a Black Woman. I just want to touch base on some things about K. Michelle and her encouragement of Black women to date white men, Tamar Braxton and her recent breakup with a white man, and spread of this whole idea that if you're Black, the grass is supposed to be greener on the other side. And when you date someone or marry someone based on the color of their skin, and then you're surprised that the relationship does not work out, you have to look at yourself as a problem. Why do we as Black people, when we decide that we're going to date someone outside of our race, we have to go on TV, radio, run through the streets, whatever, and make this big public service announcement that, oh, I'm dating someone who's not Black and I'll never go back again. And these people are better than Black. We're the only race that does that. When I see a white or Asian person or whatever, Latina or Latino man, date outside of their race, I don't see them trashing and putting down their own race just because they found a person that they would like to date, because there's no guarantee that if you get in a relationship with someone from another race that relationship is going to work out either. Maybe the problem isn't about the race. Maybe the problem is you are picking the wrong type of people. Maybe the problem is you. Maybe you yourself is not a good catch. Maybe you think you're a good catch, but you're not a good catch. Maybe you're not a good man. Maybe you're not a good woman in a relationship. So maybe it's not about the race of the person that you're picking. In fact, I know it isn't about the race. But we're the only people that think that we're coming up by going to another race. Other races never think they're coming up by coming to a Black person. They're not, I've never seen white men, yeah, I'm dating a Black woman and I encourage all white men to give Black women a chance and start dating Black women. I've never heard an Asian guy say, yeah, I'm dating a Black woman, I married a Black woman, and I encourage all Asian men to give Black women a try. We're the only race that does that. And I'm going to need us as Black people to have a little bit more respect for ourselves, to stop doing that, because you make yourself look stupid and you make the rest of us look foolish and dumb.
What I'm doing, Fred, because I'm not with none of it.
But what you are with, though, Fred, you did say that you love you some white men.
I love me a white man.
I
love a white man, country white man.
I ain't never had a white man.
Well,
so
you need to try it out. You need to try it out.
What's your experience?
Let me tell you this. And people are going to be so angry with me in this sentiment. And I don't give a I will be your problem. I'll be your problem. The thing is, love who loves you. It doesn't matter their race, color, or whatever. I see so many Black women that come up to me heartbroken, and they won't date anybody. They have to date a Black man. They have to. I get it. But what about just dating a man or dating a woman that loves you?
Yeah.
Like, what is it a focus on color or gender? So for me, when I do, like, when I'm in certain places and certain things, the only men that try to talk to me is white men. Oh. And you doing country, I'm in Nashville, I'm in Tennessee, I'm moving around, so I had to look and be like, oh, this man is really flirting with you. You know what I'm saying? So then I see, like, my son, I have a son, African-American son. He dated outside of his race. That was a thing for me at that time because I was a little bit shocked. But she was a great girl, and that's what that was. I just think women, Black women, just people, you have to date what your soul meets.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What meets your soul.
You know, we got to get
On the surface, as a Black woman, I would say, yes, you should date who's attracted to you, that you're attracted to, and that could come in any shade and all of that. Blah, 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 blah. But the way she's framing it and the kudos that these girls are giving her, is sort of like, oh wow, a white man is trying to talk to you. Like that's a come up. Like if you're a beautiful woman and you carry yourself well, of course all kinds of people will be attracted to you. And as far as date who you love, you're not in love when you first meet someone. It has to start with an attraction. All of this, oh, we're dating who we love and all. You just met the person. So how do you know that you're going to love each other? I mean, is it lust or is it really true love at first sight? I mean, get real. And the way they're saying, oh, I've never dated a white man. Ooh, you got to try it like it's an amusement park ride. And a lot of times as women, you put yourself out there like your body is a playground and the man's body is a playground. Then you wonder why you're not finding meaningful relationships, is because you're putting all of this emphasis on superficial things: sex, attraction, physical, sexual attraction. Trust me, as someone who works in the healthcare field, I can tell you once you get past physical attraction, if there's not a real bond there, then there's nothing there. Because I've seen old people who are with each other until they die. Like they are with their spouse, even though that person is sick. I've seen husbands that won't leave their wife's side, come to the facility every day. I've been in facilities where the husband or the wife get clearance to stay in the room with their husband or wife because they want to be there with them. They don't care if they are sick, they don't care if they have dementia, they don't care if they're dying of cancer. They just want to be there for that person. They've been married for 30, 40, 50 years. I knew a couple in their 90s. They were married for almost 70 years. It's just if you don't have a real genuine bond that a marriage should have, then it's just going to be a fleeting, superficial fling. And that's why you have a lot of these women who are single moms out here, because these guys don't have any real commitment to you. You are just basically somebody that they can just get their pop off with. You were basically a pop off. And Tamar went on her thing about dating white men and this and that and so forth and so on. I'm going to need you black people that want to date outside your race to just STFU and just date. You don't have to run around all over social media. You are an embarrassment to black people. Just date. If you found someone outside of your race that you like, just date. And if you want to get married, just marry. You don't have to go on and on how black men ain't this and that. I remember when not Moni Love, it was Loni Love, when she found herself a shot of white DICK. She went on a spree of publicly trashing black men.
In the black community, I don't speak for the black community, but I do think that a lot of black men, they really don't know how to have true, faithful relationships. They think because they have money, because they have power, that they can treat women any kind of way.
Loni Love is saying things.
And that is something we need to work on. We need to work on that. That money and power does not mean that you can just do whatever you want to do.
I think sadly in so many cultures that is the whole machismo thing. Like that goes across.
That's many different cultures that men have this attitude that women need to be submissive and they can do anything. There's a lot of people, male and female, when they think they have a lot of money, they think that they could talk to people any kind of way and treat people any kind of way. But for her big ass to sit on TV, you're saying you don't speak for the black community, but you're sitting your big fat ass on TV trashing black men.
We are still dealing with the point of war, because what is happening is that we are still dealing with the point of
small thing, like that goes across the board. But I'm gonna say
it's not across the board, because what is happening is that we.
And then her, oh. And excuse, I don't give a damn if I offend anybody or not. I'm just going to say what I have. Her big fat black ass is sitting on national TV trashing black men. And when the other host is saying that machismo thing, that macho thing is across culture, she's going to correct her and say, no, that's just black men. Now, just because her big fat black ass found a good shot of white dick doesn't mean she needs to go on national TV trashing black men. I hate when black people do that. Just because you found yourself a piece of white pie or a shot of white sausage doesn't mean you have to run around trashing your own race.
Happening is that we are still dealing with the point of slavery, and we are descendants of slavery. And because our families were broken up, we still do not have an idea of how to have together families, because our families were broken up.
Yes,
and until we really
from that perspective, I absolutely
Get the fuck out of here. I mean, give me a fucking break. There were more black marriages post-slavery than there are today. So, I mean, you have to think, post-slavery, more black men were in the home. More when blacks were able to have businesses in the 20s, 30s, 40s, there were more black businesses, more intact black families as far as the generational connections. You got the grandmoms, the aunts, the real community connection of family. So all that's, you can miss me with that slavery shit. Maybe for people like her. And if she still thinks that she's dealing with, we're still at the point of slavery. So I guess she thinks that she's in the master's house because she's with the white man. I guess she thinks that she's the chosen of the field to be with the white man. I mean, I don't understand why they go on national TV and do this shit. I really don't.
Not just slavery, welfare reform in the 60s and stuff. Like this is a long.
Longer
So when you
conversation.
hear because I want to say,
I'm sorry, and you can miss me with that welfare shit too. Because I don't give a damn how much money you give me. Nothing would make me walk away from my kids. Nothing would make me walk away from mine. And I know plenty of men, no amount of money will make them walk away from theirs. They don't care if they have to work 2, 3, 4 jobs. They don't need no welfare. They're going to provide for their kids. And the way the welfare system works today, you can claim everyone in the house, including the men in the house. So what's the excuse of the nonsense with that today? You ladies are picking the wrong kind of men to lay down with, to lay down and have children with, and then you want to blame the whole black race. If the Pookie just got out of jail, then maybe he's not a good candidate to lay down with and have a child with. If you're with a man who don't even have a car, don't even have a place to stay, then maybe he's not a good candidate for you to be laying down with, having sex with, and falling in love with, and trying to build a relationship, because he don't even have his shit together. He shouldn't even be dating. So you pick the wrong men, and then you want to trash the whole race because you are picking the wrong man. If a man is taking and beating the holy crap out of your ass, you may not want to keep laying down having babies with him. You understand? You're picking the wrong men, and then you're trashing the whole race because you are bringing children into the world that's going to be in a dysfunctional. It's about dysfunctional. It's about people not being willing to do the right thing. It has nothing to do with post-slavery and stuff. And then you'll have a black person like her who's dating someone white, and then there's giving this narrative about how slavery just impacted us so much that we can't even love each other and treat each other with respect. That has nothing to do with slavery. That has to do with a lack of morality, a lack of proper spirituality. And when I went through my spiritual journey, I really just bust down all of these religions. And I'm not going to get into all of that on this channel, but I'm not going to get into that. But what your spirituality and your morality has a lot to do with how you're living today. It has nothing to do with slavery, because every race in the world was slaves at some point in time or suffered in some way in time. And I'm not knocking on what our ancestors went through. Of course, I would never do that. But think about it. I want you to watching this right now and listening to this. Think about it. What's your major problems right now? What's your major problems? Is it slavery? Is it racism? Or is the major problems dealing with people that you are interacting with on a regular basis in your family, or people that you're in a personal relationship with, or people that you're on the job with? Tamar was another one that went on this whole, oh, I got a white man kick. And I'm going to just wrap this video up with this, where he had dumped her when she had went on the Young Jock Street's morning takeover show. She was clipped, dipped, and fried. The relationship was over. And this goes to show you never believe what is on social media. Just like with the Jeannie Mai Jeezy thing, they were posting, she was posting all these loving things and all of this stuff, or at least the public relations person was doing it. And then a couple of days later, it turns out that she was dumped. He had filed for divorce. The same thing with Tamar. She went on the show. She knew that she was dumped. And they're asking questions and so forth and so on. And she is pretending as though they're still engaged. I mean, really?
Change what they do.
I've been married 90 days. I've been married
90 days?
Yes.
Yeah,
You're
change
engaged.
90 days too.
You're
Change
engaged.
90.
Probation period.
You're engaged, right?
Yes, yes.
So when y'all would you do reality TV again with JR?
Okay, so we have a YouTube show specifically because, you know, every network basically came to us to do a show.
Right.
And I just didn't feel comfortable because I have to be in control of the content that we put out and what, you know, we have kids, you know what I
Yes.
mean? And what they see and, you know, and a lot of people are not cheering for you, especially here in Atlanta. They really want to see you lose and break up and, you know, they want to see
They
scandal.
want to see the mess.
You know what I mean? And I just think
The
that
white
when
keep just. But why,
I'm
hold
sorry,
on.
Atlanta,
You
I'm
should
upset
keep
at Atlanta. I
saying
got
love it.
robbed the other day. I'm upset.
I was gonna say it because there's a lot of people listening right
I'm
now. You
upset
know,
now.
So I get that a lot of these celebrities want to keep their personal life secret, but you know what I don't like about them is they want to flash their lifestyle when everything is going right, but when things aren't going right, they want to be private and they want everybody to just be out of their business. But it's okay when you're flashing your expensive handbags and your designer clothes and your fancy cars and your mansions, and you know, it's okay for everybody to be up in your business when you're flaunting to poor people, because that stuff doesn't impress wealthy people because they got what you have. It's okay when they're flaunting all of this stuff in front of poor people to make it seem like they have this perfect life. But when things go wrong, you don't want to talk about that. There is no such thing living on this earth as having a perfect life. I don't care what you accomplish, what kind of money you have, what kind of person you're dating, what color the person is that you're dating. you are going to be humbled one way, shape, or form. Because there is no such thing as a perfect life where nothing bad ever happens. So when she was sitting here, she had already been robbed. Her car had been robbed in the parking lot of her mother's condo. And she had a lot of her personal belongings in the condo, basically living like some vagabond homeless person and couch surfer. And she had already been dumped by her white knight in shining armor.
The comment section is just crazy because one part. Okay, so let's go back with what you said on your post. I don't
feel safe
verbatim. I don't feel safe
anywhere.
You said anywhere, and you said something about the living situation. I think that's what kind of threw people off.
Okay, so let me just go back. Okay. So I moved from LA to Atlanta. Number one, I was doing a series, but I was never going to sell my house in LA. Right. I ended up selling my house in LA because while I was here, my house got robbed.
Oh, wow. So you got to get better security system.
I mean, listen, I have security.
Yes.
But things happen.
It's a target.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so that's why I said,
she's just full of shit. She's full of shit because just because your house gets robbed or you're a victim of a crime, of robbery, you're going to feel safe around your loved ones because they got you. Like, especially if your mom, if you have a decent mother, but some of us, but you're going to feel, she's saying she don't feel safe with anyone anywhere. Something's making her feel that way other than just being robbed. But these people, they never want to reveal everything that's going on, and it's their right. But again, you always want to flaunt the goodies, but you never want to humble yourself and let people know, okay, this happened to me and my life isn't perfect. Everything wasn't perfect with Mr. White Chocolate. Come on.
That I don't feel safe anywhere. And the truth is, like, I have a lot of stuff in my car because, I went through heavy therapy once again since my car got robbed because it was a trigger for me. And the reason why, I kept a whole bunch of stuff in my car is because I want to keep my stuff
close to you.
Yeah, I'm trauma. It was like trauma.
Wow. You lost some things.
Yeah, it was trauma for me. And so, and then I was like,
well, realistically, who would want to keep their handbags and their shoes and clothes and all of that stuff in their vehicle because they were robbed? Her story makes no sense. She could have put these belongings in a secured storage area, or maybe she could have had it in her home. There's no security guards. These people pay a lot of money to be in secure places, and you're getting robbed to the point where you are traveling like a bag lady with these these people are very materialistic. Is she that materialistic that she wants to run around with handbags and shoes and clothes and all of this in her car because she was robbed and she just wants to keep all these material items close to her? That sounds pretty weird.
Between places, I was at JR's place and I was at my mama's house, and then I'm at my house, and then sometimes you get caught up in the weeks going by, putting things in your car and keep it moving. I know you got kids or whatever. Keep it moving. Then I didn't change cars.
I don't keep a bunch of stuff in my car because I don't want somebody to bust the windows out and rob my belongings.
For 2 or 3 weeks, and it just was accumulation of things. Clean out my chest and destination. I had a bunch of stuff in my car. You know what I mean? Just stuff.
So you and JR still together?
Well, yeah. But why is that a question?
Because he's not on your page. I looked on your page.
Okay, see, here we go. See, we got.
Why is that a question? What happened? You got dumped, babe. You got dumped. He said that he had dumped you. You said that he had dumped you that day. She said that she was dumped that day, but yet on the show, she's making it seem like they were still together.
He's not on your page.
Yeah, well, he's not on my page because I just felt like at that time he didn't show up like he should have. Or I expected him to.
Okay.
And
I got upset about that.
But I think that was one of the things in the
You
post.
said show up for what? Well, when you get robbed, you show up. Like,
he didn't show up when you got robbed?
Okay, I said the way. Okay, come on.
He didn't show up.
Okay, but you have to understand. So I'm going to take self-accountability, and I'm going to blame a lot on my trauma. I'm going to blame a lot on how.
The bottom line is she got robbed, and she may have called him asking for something, and he said no and went on and gave her the boot, the axe, the heave-ho, the dump truck.
How I was feeling and holding other people accountable for things that they didn't have any responsibility of doing.
If you would have been here,
maybe he got sick.
But not if you would have been here. But expecting people to drop. What are you gonna do at this point?
Right.
Come with the guns. Go look at the face.
All right, enough of this foolish talk. The bottom line is stop. Stop trying to make it seem like the grass is always greener on the other side. If you happen to date someone that is not of your same race or culture, see where the relationship goes. There's no guarantee that relationship is going to last forever. Cultivate meaningful relationships. Stop running around trashing your own race just because you're with someone from another race. Because just because you're dating someone from another race doesn't mean that the relationship is going to work out. Take the time to get to know yourself, to know what you like, don't like, grow as a person, elevate yourself, and be humble. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Comment below if you're so motivated to do so. Visit the merch shop. Peace.